Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Today I am at Cliff Castle in Keighley, West Yorkshire, and this is a beautiful park and it's absolutely huge. You can walk around the grounds and it's a really nice walk, a nice place to come and visit and explore. And it's a really popular place with tourists coming to visit. And I'm going to show you Cliff Castle Museum, which was actually built in the 1800s during the Industrial Revolution by textile manufacturing millionaire Henry Isaac Butterfield, who was part of the Butterfield brothers' textile empire. So I'll get into the history, the story of it for you, and the museum's steeped in history and it gives you a great insight into the textile and the production that was going on around Keighley during the 18 and 1900s. There was so much industry in Keighley and the surrounding areas to do with the textiles and textile machinery, and Keighley was a major textile hub during those times. So I hope you enjoy this video everybody, and I'll show you around Cliff Castle Park. Cheers. During the Industrial Revolution, many innovative merchants set up around the Keighley and Worth Valley area to set up business in the textile industry, and they opened textile mills and employed lots of local people, and many textile inventions were created around the Keighley area, and many new types of textile technologies which were quite revolutionary for that period of time. Cliff Castle was originally built between 1828 and 1833 as Cliff Hall. It was built by a local lawyer named Christopher Netherwood. The textile business in Keighley started off mainly as water-powered cotton spinning mills powered by the River Worth, and they gradually adapted into worsted, steam-powered worsted mills, and the worsted cloth was the one that really made the huge fortunes, to be honest, for the mill owners. The substantial property was bought by successful textile manufacturer Henry Isaac Butterfield in 1848. Henry Isaac Butterfield renamed Cliff Hall as Cliff Castle. By the 1880s, the mansion significantly changed as Butterfield added a ballroom, towers, and also conservatories. Between 1875 and 1882, Henry Isaac Butterfield successfully transformed Cliff Castle into a celebrated international showpiece of art and French decoration. The huge mansion was funded by the Butterfield brothers' successful textile manufacturing woolen business. The Butterfields also had a shipping business in America. The Butterfields had lots of connections, including the Roosevelts of America and also the court of Napoleon III. Henry Isaac Butterfield enjoyed travelling abroad to different countries. He enjoyed the finer things in life and enjoyed purchasing extravagant features for Cliff Castle. On a visit to Italy, he purchased a couple of water fountains which he brought back to Cliff Castle. This iconic Grade 2 listed building has been turned into a museum which is free to enter, and there are a range of galleries inside celebrating local history and heritage. During their time living at the mansion, the Butterfields hosted many large dinner parties and many extravagant events. The Butterfields textiles empire was built up by John Butterfield, and John Butterfield used to travel to Lincolnshire, and he used to buy the wool over in Lincolnshire and bring it back on pack horses, and he would bring anything up to 40 pack horses back along rivers and the canal back over from Lincolnshire to Keighley, and he had a warehouse at Stockbridge just on the outskirts of Keighley. And John Butterfield was a very clever wool stapler, and he worked as a middleman. John Butterfield was smart in business and was smart with his money, and when he passed away in 1811, he managed to build up a wealth of £25,000, which in today's money would equate to just under £2 million. So imagine that. Imagine an entrepreneur building up a wealth of nearly £2 million by 1811, when the Industrial Revolution hadn't even fully taken off by then. So he was well ahead of the game. He saw the textile boom coming before a lot of other people, really. So he passed that fortune on to the Butterfield brothers, who built the textile manufacturing firm, and they built 3 mills. They owned 3 mills, so the Butterfields owned Prospect Mill at Ingro, Bridge House Mill in Haworth, and Lumfoot Mill in Stanbury. So they owned 3 mills within sort of, I'd say, around a 5 to 6 mile radius. So all local mills, and they were all quite prosperous mills as well. And the textile trade really took off when the railways opened during the mid-1800s, and that's what really took it to another level. Before that, they mainly used the Leeds-Liverpool Canal, which obviously took a lot longer, you know. So to have that rail network really did make a massive difference, and it really sent the worsted trade to a brand new level, really. Cliff Castle was later purchased by Sir Bracewell Smith, who was a pupil teacher and went on to become the Lord Mayor of London. Sir Bracewell Smith presented Cliff Castle to the borough of Keighley in 1950. Thanks so much everybody for watching this video. I hope that you found it interesting, and I've got a real passion for history, and it's really good to learn about history because you see how things have changed and developed over the decades and the centuries, you know. And yeah, it just shows, this video, when you look at Cliff Castle, it just shows how prosperous the textile business must have been back then. And Keighley was one of the most productive industrial towns in Europe at one point, so it just shows you how significant this town is. And it must have been incredibly hard to work in the mills back then. There was a lot of young children working in the mills, and they faced incredibly tough conditions, and the machine was so loud, the machines, they were so loud that they actually had to use sign language to communicate with each other. So totally different world back then, to be honest, you know, very tough times. And the mill owners made the fortunes, but to be honest, it was only a small percentage that became millionaires. A lot of mill owners actually went bankrupt. So thanks for watching this video everybody. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.